One of the kind of philosophies here in the studio is no one is exempt from criticism or critiques. So, you know, if like someone working here has like some feedback or is pissed off about something we did, you know, we tell them like, tell us, like no one's exempt from criticism. Like, doesn't matter who you are. Everyone fucks up, and then we need to have kind of open communication. If people have ideas, we want to foster ideas here, so that's kind of important to us. But
you know.
My name is Tony Martinez. This is Jordan Stark. We operate a graphic design studio and brand out of San Diego called Product Etc. Basically, how we got started, well, even going further back, Jordan and I both grew up playing club soccer and Little League baseball together down in Bonita. And after high school, we both went to art school. Jordan went to LA, I went to San Francisco. And really, after that, we kind of ran into each other down here in San Diego, exchanged cards, realized that we were both going to school for graphic design. From there, I actually checked out Jordan's website, which at the time, his portfolio site, he was running under the URL Product Etc. And that's where I first kind of saw a shirt on his site with the West Side Love mark that I thought was, you know, real fresh. That was real cool, and was just curious to see kind of what he was doing with it. And so hit Jordan up. We started exchanging, you know, several emails just in terms of like thoughts and ideas and kind of projects we had in mind. And then at the time I was working in-house at a local brewery doing graphic design and marketing for them. Yeah, this is the 24/7 cap that we had developed for the Reed space. This is after the Yankees won their last championship, which was their 27th World Championship. So each cap came with this hand screen printed box with the title of the project called Team That Never Sleeps. Each one was hand numbered, an addition of 100. As far as the cap details, we're using you know, the Yankee navy blue and white. On the back, we actually took the 27 mark, knocked out the middle crossbar to represent the 27 World Championships the Yankees hold. And each one came with these letterpress cards that talk about the concept behind the piece. So each one, both the box, the back of the card, and the inside of the cap are hand numbered. And actually, this was the prototype, but essentially on the inside, each cap was hand numbered. So this was the first product that we ever had in an actual store.
You know. You know.
it's a long-term. You have to look at it as a long, like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, it's like, I mean, that's how we look at everything we do from the get-go. You know, we start out in a garage, and if you're looking at anything that's a career that you're trying to do for a living as like, oh, you know, like immediate gratification, you're going to be very disappointed all the time. You know, some people blow up quick, you know, and that's one thing, but can they sustain that for 10, 20 years, you know? Like, is the concepts that you're building, is the idea of what you're doing, are you going to be into that in 5 years? Are you going to be into it in 10 years, you know? Or is it just something that, you know, you're just doing for, you got to be doing it for the right reasons, and you got to think about, you know, like, is this something that I really care about, you know, and the things that you decide to build. So, you know, like, we take that kind of discipline from, you know, what we do for clients, and and that's our profession. That's we went to school for that, and we gotta advise clients like, you know, we're looking at your company and what you do, and we're trying to provide our service to you for, this is your baby, this is what you do for a living, and we understand that, and so we're giving you advice with that kind of mindset, that this is something this is your career, this is what you're going to be doing for, you know, most of your life. So you know, the brand is kind of like, it's a slow process, you know, like it's not something that you know you're going to see immediate return, you know. And we had some insight before we started the brand that, you know, we looked at, Tony met with Benny Gold like when we were first starting out. He hit him up and went to his office and asked him questions, you know, and I had the privilege of interning for Shepard Fairey, and I was still in school at the time, but you know, I asked him about the brand, and he said, honestly, man, you don't make a lot of money from that right away. Like, it's something that, you know, it takes a long time to do. And so we started that with that in mind, and we started it kind of looking at the models of like Jeff Staple, Benny Gold, and Shepard Fairey, and how they have brands and they're also designers. And we love that. Like, some people have kind of shied away from that in the past, that they do design and they do stuff for other businesses and commerce, and we're not. We're proud of that, you know. And so you know, when we start doing a line of product, like, we kind of started from actually, like, our first product was Westside Love and 24/7, and for us those are strong ideas. Like, those are kind of almost brands in themselves. And so, you know, those are things that for us, like, we passionately care about. Like, Westside Love, again, was started in 2005, just posters and stuff, and even the form of the mark has like developed up until, you know, 2010. Like, it kept changing, like all the little embellishments and details of the actual form, like, it changed over 5 years. And the thing is, we've stuck with it, and it's still relevant to us, and it's still something we care about, because it's still something we care about. We're still working on it. It's not about like oh, we gotta you know, make something that people are gonna buy like right away, and it's just gonna like make us tons of money. It's not about that. It's about something that we actually care about and we want to develop over time.
And this is actually the corner of 10th and B in San Diego, coming right off the 163. This is a block that we wrapped with about 90 Westside Love posters. And actually what we did was we strategically got those up the Friday before opening day, thinking that, you know, if they last through the weekend, we'd be happy with that. But instead they actually stayed up for, I think, almost close to a year. So it definitely got a lot of visibility out of those. Was definitely a good hit for us. This is some posters we got up in Pasadena when we were leading up to our pop-up shop we did with Brooklyn Projects up there.
You know, so the idea is, yeah, obviously we're running a business and we need to make money, but if we fuck up, it's okay, because like, it's not something we're just gonna fuck up and be like, oh, this is just a pain in the ass, like, this isn't worth it, you know. Like, it's worth it. All the mistakes that we've done and had, like, it's worth it.
Those fuck ups are priceless too. We learn a lot from them.
Yeah, you gotta fuck up, you know, you gotta make mistakes, and if you care about what you're doing, you're not gonna stop. You're gonna keep doing it, and that's the biggest thing that we do. Like, everything we do, we get into it. We try to get into everything we do for the right reasons, and that way we don't quit. You won't quit. You can't fail if you never quit. And so it's like, yeah, you might make mistakes, but you have to make mistakes. That's how you learn. You know, you got to take kind of some risks with things, and you know, even the first line of product we made some big mistakes. You know, like, we ordered the same quantity of every size, and we ordered some kind of like different colors that aren't really popular. You know, a bright yellow tee, you know, like, we found out that, you know, that's not really, a lot of people don't buy that, And we ordered the same amount of those as like Westside Love shirts, which those sold fast and these didn't sell. So it's like, now we have to figure out, okay, what do we do with these? And actually, we still have a lot. We have these double XL.
A ton of double XL. So anyone needs some double XL tees, hit us up.
Yeah. So that was a mistake, but it's not a mistake that's going to sink the ship. So you got to kind of plan things out, do it for the right reasons. Like love what you do, and you're going to be successful. At the very least, you're going to love what you're doing. And if you live modestly, that's fine. Tony and I both live modestly right now. We're not banking right now, and that's fine because we spend most of the time here at the studio anyway. So it's like, as long as day in day out we love what we're doing and we're kind of building, that's
except when you're doing bottle service at the clubs.
Yeah, well, we don't do that, So if that's what you want, if that's how you want to live your life, then if bottle service and doing that constantly is more important than kind of doing what you do for a living, then yeah, you might have to have some supplemental income, but we're just kind of building slowly but surely,
And the Benny Gold project came out pretty cool. We helped with the packaging on this one. So this was like the final product, Benny Gold, and then the Benny Gold logo, and then knock around. And so we helped with the design of the box. We redid knock around's mark or script. So the box. It's like the wrapping paper. The edition card. So this is artist proof. It's not numbered. And then the glasses. Custom pouch for the project. Benny Gold logo. And boom. So these sold out in like half hour, 400 pairs. Pretty badass. Benny was kind of like, he was super surprised how fast they sold out, but it was cool. It was cool to see that. Yeah, man, it was a really cool project to kind of witness and at least have a little part in. Yeah, it was cool, man. I think they're planning another collab, but. Yeah, I know Benny was stoked and Knock Around was stoked, so it came together well.
And I'm steady brainstorming, plotting, hopped off the porch.
Well, so I mean, with the brand side of our business, we get asked a lot about trade shows. Like, oh, you guys going to show at Magic? You going to show at Agenda? And that's something for Jordan and I. We're still, we're not sure if that's something that's right for us. But the thing is, we do go to those trade shows. We go to Agenda. We go to Magic. Really just to to meet people and see what other other people are doing, and it's proven to be like a great asset for us and for the brand. I mean, for example, like our caps. We're currently working with Mitchell Ness on our caps. They produce our last line, and we've got more samples that we're doing with them in the pipeline. And really, that connection just came out of walking around Magic. I was actually wearing the 24/7 cap that we did for the Reed space, and was just walking the aisles, and this guy approached me. He was like, "Hey man," he was like, "Where'd you get your hat?" And I was like, "Oh, it's one of ours." And he was like, "Oh," he's all, "I blogged about that hat." He's like, "Oh, it's a great hat." He's like, really cool dude, and showing real interest in it, and we got to talking. And it turns out he's the lead headwear designer for Mitchell Ness. And so, went back to his booth, was just talking, exchanged cards, was telling a little bit about our brand and kind of, what we do. And, it really kind of started there. A year later, my wife and I, and, Jordan also was, happened to be going to Boston at the same time. We just sent a shout out to him, and, ended up connecting with him over at the Mitchell Ness headwear headquarters, in Boston, just talking about the potential, the opportunity to potentially do caps with them. That's how it all started. Built a great relationship with them, real good dudes, and kind of that's where we're at now. Same thing with Karmaloop. We were at Magic, just kind of rapping with a couple dudes out there. Met this one guy who turned out to be some from Karmaloop. Actually, Karmaloop and connections with like a concept store out there, and so what we had done was we put together a kit, sent him a kit, really presenting our brand, and it just so happened that he opened that package when the buyer, men's buyer for Karmaloop, was in his office, kind of looking over his shoulder, and I guess really dug what we had sent. He had hit us up and said, hey, so and so from Karmaloop, who's the men's buyer, is really interested in potentially picking up your brand. So we were like, shoot, great. Sent out some emails, got on the phone, and same thing. We're fortunate to have product on Karmaloop. So as far as trade shows and stuff, and even with the growth of the brand, that's what's been great. Is just kind of like meeting people, getting out there, putting yourself in a position to network. And networking is way more than just shaking hands and exchanging a few words like at a trade show. It's like going back and trying to make something of that. Following up, opening a conversation and starting a relationship. And that's what's cool about the brand, is it presents opportunities for us to really work with the people we want to work with. All our vendors, the stores we're with, the collaborations we do. We don't just consider those like projects. Like we consider them friends, and it's a great opportunity to be able to do like good work with like people you really enjoy working with. If we're working with a vendor or someone where it's just things aren't clicking, it's like, why work with them? Why do you want to work with someone you don't want to work with? And so that's really what's cool about the brand, is it's the opportunity to make cool things with really good people. And so yeah,
Amen.
Long story short, that's what trade shows have done for us. So
one of the kind of philosophies here in the studio is no one is exempt from criticism or critiques. So if like someone working here has like some feedback or is pissed off about something we did, we tell them, like, tell us, like no one's exempt from criticism. Like, doesn't matter who you are. Everyone fucks up, and then we need to have kind of open communication. If people have ideas, we want to foster ideas here, so that's kind of important to us. But
and if it don't obtain no money, then holla clown. I'm rich, my fly, my style. Every time I blink, I swear I see dollar signs. I'm a